Pardon me.
That was live. Everybody in the hemisphere heard that. You dirty little boy.
Sorry about that. It was them tempura prawns I had for tea.
That was the world of Trev. Everybody being the consummate professional and belching at the very, very beginning of this.
It wasn't.
I may say
it was a minor it was a minor release of gas. Obviously,
I will just say, everybody, that manners maketh the man.
Yeah.
As we're led to believe in Kingsman, that was the main thing with Kingsman, wasn't it? The film Manners
I
Maketh.
fell asleep watching that, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved it. The thing is, I like Matthew Vaughn. I think Matthew Vaughn is a fantastic director. He did He did X-Men. The reboot. Was it first?
Yeah.
Was it First Class?
First Class, yeah.
The one in the 60s.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was obviously the CGI let it down a little because it did look a little bit cheap. Because I think obviously Fox were not quite sure if it was going to make any money.
Yeah,
but it was that was one with Kevin Bacon selling phones, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be? No, he wasn't a Magneto.
He was a bad bastard.
Yeah. He's better off selling the phones. His acting was more credible in the phone.
With the 3 Network. It's not sponsored. This show's not sponsored, by the way.
Do you know the best film Kevin Bacon's ever been in? Do you know what that is?
Go on.
National Lampoon's Animal House. He's amazing in that.
I don't think I've ever seen it, or if I have, I was probably not taking any notice.
Oh wow! You got John Belushi. You got
Tim Matheson. Yeah.
A load of other. Oh, I tell you, who's in it? Donald Sutherland.
Wow, these are big A-list. Jesus.
And Stephen Furst.
Do you remember? I thought you could say Stephen Fry. I thought, what the
No, Stephen Furst, who played
Via off.
Babylon 5.
Dude, me and you are going to get on.
I know. Sadly, he died though of diabetes, didn't he? A couple of years ago.
He did. Stephen. In Babylon 5, his story arc was fantastic. How he was like the sap, and then.
And then he became the.
And then he basically fucked over Mr. Morton.
Yeah, his head on a pike.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Babylon 5 was so good.
Do you know what did me though the most about Babylon 5? How Jeffrey David Sinclair became the Minbari Jesus.
Valen,
yeah. I wonder where J. Michael Straczynski got that from, because I always think of Van Halen.
Jump.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what's going through my head now?
Shit.
Who are you? What do you want? Oh, Kosh.
I am Zaphras.
You are not the one. Yeah.
It
makes me laugh now. Do you know what I've got going through my head now? Remember Peter Jurassic, who played Londo?
Yeah.
He played Chrome in Tron. Do you remember when Flynn has to play that ring game?
Tron's the best film that everybody hasn't seen, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he was in that, and every time I see him up against Flynn playing that game, I always think when he's about to drop off, he goes, "By the great maker," and he drops off, and he dies. He de-reses. Bizarre how your mind works, isn't it?
It is. That's a very, very well-remembered little fact there. That's, yeah.
Well, tangents are plenty with me.
It is. We've not even introduced ourselves yet. We've got one viewer. Hello, viewer.
Hello, viewer.
I've always wanted to say that. Hello, viewer.
Hello, Mum. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for sticking with it so far. We're at 4 minutes. Well done. You're, we salute you.
Somebody else. We're broadcasting live to an audience of 1.
That's the professional voice coming through, isn't it? So.
Yes, indeed. I can do. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
World of Trev is a seasoned professional, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just coming in. I used to be a seasoned professional 30 years ago, doing all the kind of DJing stuff.
I've been working in the adult industry a long time now.
You've been working in a cupboard for a long time.
Shh, shh. Hey, it's Sklavko. Hello, mate. Hey.
We should just say, I think we should say hello.
Yeah. Hi, Sklav.
Evening, sir. Thanks for joining. Thanks. It's very difficult broadcasting and typing at the same time.
Yeah.
Men cannot multitask, so women are correct.
Well, I don't know. I can scratch my balls and yawn at the same time. Does that count?
If you can talk at the same time, yes.
Well, that's 3 things.
Well, there's always the exception to the rule, my friend.
Hey, have you ever done a Bart?
I haven't, so I'm frightened to ask what a Bart is.
It's like a burp and a fart at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
But apparently, if you do that, there's a risk of...
follow through.
Yeah. We won't go there.
I think we should, because when you start going into bottom humour, and, you know...
For now.
What?
We're going into Viz territory now.
When you start at the very, very bottom, indeed, never trust a fart.
Well done, Sklav. Hey, speaking of farts, I know this is really rude, but there we go.
Oh.
What about that for comedy timing?
Secret of comedy, mate. Timing.
Yes.
It is. The thing about farts, and Slavko will appreciate this, is I don't think women truly understand the humour behind a fart. Fart, every fart you do, there are no farts the same. And it truly is.
Have you ever done one that you're proud of? Like you do one and it
many times.
It sounds like sweet panicking.
I've done ones where it was like playing a long note on a trombone, because my if you've had hemorrhoids like what I have, and people who have had hemorrhoids never laugh or take the piss out of people who have got them,
right?
Because have you had hemorrhoids?
I've never had bottom grapes, no, thankfully.
They are the most uncomfortable, painful thing. They're not full on, but it's just there. It's just there in the background.
Maybe you need a bit more fibre in your diet.
Ironically, the first time I went on All-Bran, following day, my arse fell out.
Well, shit happens.
It does. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't wish them on anybody. People who have never had them take the piss out of you. If you've had them, you just sympathise with the person.
Yeah. It's when you use anusol, but in like a grease gun style cartridge.
That's the only pleasure you get, sticking your finger up your bum, mate.
Oh, not for me.
But the thing, well, for pain relief, you go down that route. The thing about anusol is, once you've kind of got rid of them, all the steroids and stuff that are in the cream, it just makes your bottom feel like it's running. You can't stop scratching your bottom, and it's just one of the occasions where the cure is worse than the fucking symptoms.
I think we've definitely crossed the borderline now of too much information.
They're not nice, mate.
Anyway,
Slavko, mate, avoid them. Just
moving swiftly on.
Look after your bottom, my friend. If you look after your bottom, it will look after you.
It's Bottom Awareness Week here on YouTube.
I have been accused many times of talking out my ass, so it does seem fitting.
You like bottoms. You like trains. Then you'll love Bottoms and Trains Monthly.
10 minutes in, right? Look, let's just be professional now.
We'll have to
This is
fake
my
it till we make it.
yeah, we'll fake it. Basically, internet world, YouTube world. This is my kind of therapy for being on lockdown. I know. People there's a lot of people struggling with lockdown at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I know there is.
The way it's going on in the UK as well. It's just grinding a lot of people down.
Yeah.
I'm getting
I have a lot of unpopular theories about what's going off, and it's got me in quite a few arguments recently.
But I think we'll keep that for later.
Yeah.
Do you ever get deja vu, by the way? I'm getting really, really bad deja vu at the moment. Like I've done this definitely before.
Do you know, it's weird. It feels like we've done this 100 times over.
It feels like we've done it.
Yeah.
So basically, this is my therapy because I'm stuck at home. There is a lot of people stuck at home, and I would imagine there will be a lot of people stuck at home, but at least they've got somebody with them.
Well, yeah,
and that's a good thing. Obviously, depending on who it is, but that's. Do
you know what I'd like to get locked in with?
I'm frightened to ask.
A crate of pot noodles, Bombay Bad Boys.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, no, I've got a thing for pot noodles, you know?
I must admit, I do enjoy a good pot noodle. Yeah. Slavko, do you have pot noodles where you are? Yeah, pot noodles. Do you remember do you remember when they first came out in the 70s, the chicken and mushroom?
Do you know what I used to have? I wasn't a fan of pot noodles back in the day, but I was a fan of pot rice, but they disappeared.
Yeah, pot rice were excellent. The thing with pot rice is, as with most of these hydration things, the best way to do them is put the required amount of water in, but put a little bit more in, and then just put the lid, then put the silver foil on top.
Do you know what you've done
leave
now?
It for 10 minutes. And leave it for 10 minutes.
You've sparked my synapses now, because do you know what I've got going through my head?
Bombay bad boy.
No, what you're on about dehydrated meals. When I was a kid, on my birthday, I'd get a Vesta. You know, like either a chow mein or a beef curry.
That's luxury, lad.
I know.
Which was your favourite? They were back in the 70s. They were touted as fucking luxury, weren't they?
Yeah. I love the chow mein because of those crispy noodles.
Yeah, you had to do something a little bit extra than just throwing it in throwing hot water and let it boil for a bit.
But I really like the beef curries.
Yeah.
Oh, and I tell you what,
the actual flavour of the sauce. Slavko has just said pot noodle reminds me of the army. An army marches on pot noodle, my friend.
Yes.
The sauce for the beef was if we had it now, it'd probably be shite. But
yeah, I can imagine that.
You could taste the apple, but it was genuinely, the spices were fantastic.
Yeah, it was dead mild too, but quite enjoyable.
It was very, very tasty. I think probably the beef tasted okay. The consistency was okay as well. Yeah, definitely the beef was very good. And then obviously the
paella ones as well. They were like bob on as well.
Yeah. Were they made by bachelors? Vesta was their kind of offshoot, or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
I don't know. In fact, I live quite close to where the Bachelor's factory is.
Is Bachelor's still going? I'm still doing all the soups and stuff.
Yeah. Do the mushy peas and what is it? Savoury rice and
all the packet stuff. I would imagine they make a lot of the packet stuff for the supermarkets.
Yeah, probably. It's just repackaged stuff, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is.
I likes me a savoury rice. I've got a real big thing for rice.
I do like rice. I was very much a fried rice person.
Oh,
and then
dangerous territory.
And then I had the privilege of going to Australia to see a friend. To see a friend for 4 months. Sorry, 4 weeks. It was my 40th birthday present. And once you've had white sticky rice from a,
I'm glad you said rice after that.
From a
when you said white and sticky, I was getting worried.
I know. For my 40th, he offered to buy me a lady of the night, an Asian one.
Really?
And
quality.
I bottled it, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
I bottled it.
Let the side down.
If you've ever been to Sydney, because there is a very, very big Asian community, isn't there, in that kind of area.
All I know about Australia is what I've seen on Prisoner Cell Block H, Skippy, Neighbours.
Well, I will say the quality that they are beautiful. The opposite of Prisoner Cell Block H, mate.
Oh, I don't know. Lizzie Birdsworth and B. Smith in a threesome. I don't think that'd be too bad. Maybe Vinegar Tits watching too. That'd be a bonus.
Oh, my God, you're going back a bit there.
I know.
My mother used to be well into that. God bless her soul. Hello, mother. Yeah.
I remember when that charted as well, the theme tune, Fields to Give Me Roses. Do you remember that in the 80s, about 86, 87? It charted.
With Lynn, whatever. Yeah. My God. Is it Wentworth that's on 5? Wentworth that's on 5?
Is
like that kind of a rehash?
Yeah, it's a reboot. I never actually watched it because once you've seen the original on Channel 5 at 2:20 in the morning, nothing compares, does it really?
Slavko's planning on skipping dinner. What are you planning on if you were going to have dinner? What would be on the menu, my friend? Tonight, I'm kind of 99% vegan. I'm more kind of pescatarian, really. I will have.
Well, what you do in the privacy of your own bedrooms?
I've got my 2 cats in here as well.
Wrong kind of pussy.
I know, mate. Story of my life. Wrong kind of pussy.
Hey, apart from Slav, is there anybody else?
There isn't. We've got one viewer. As I said, Trev, we're up against a couple of the big hitters of the Fandom Menace tonight.
Yeah, I notice it's the Model Railway Club are streaming, aren't they?
Are they?
Stamp collectors are beating us. And
I think I might go watch that one instead.
And World of Paint, they're giving us a thrashing too.
I must admit, the World of Paint live stream, Slavko, I would thoroughly recommend the World of Paint live stream.
Yeah, tonight I believe
it's a slow burner. It's a slow burner. But if you stick with it, you get there eventually.
And it's quality tonight. It's Dulux.
Although I will say, have you ever seen the Boiling Kettle channel?
No, that's a new one on me.
If you watch that, fucking hell, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and it just never boils. I've never stuck to the end of that channel and seen that fucking kettle boil.
Oh dear.
I'm here all week.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Listen, we've had 19 minutes of cocking around. Our friend Slavko is sticking with us. Thank you, sir.
He's a good lad.
He is. He probably just fell over us, stumbled on us by accident.
Yeah.
Like on a drunken Friday night.
Yeah, there's fuck all on TV. Let's put these twats on instead.
I must admit, do you watch much TV?
No. Do you know why?
Because you don't pay the license.
I cancelled my TV license.
Yeah, and for what reason?
Well, I rang up TV licensing.
This is the license for the BBC for those
who
are
paid to watch
initiate.
TV. What a joke! Yeah, so basically, I phoned up TV licensing, and the lady says, "Oh, can I ask you why you're cancelling?" And I said, "Well, I'm tired of funding Jimmy Savile's victims."
Oh,
And then
can we listen?
No, I was being honest.
No, I know, but I might get struck off on YouTube for that.
Sorry. No, I'm sorry about
there are
that.
Certain, Listen, sorry, boys and girls, he's a wanker. Sorry.
No, but I was being truthful, and
it is. It's true, but that's a discussion for another day.
It's all right. I overstepped the mark. That's
it may be true, my friend, but
yeah. I forgot. Anyway, you can't say what's true these days, can you?
No, without fear of upsetting somebody. But I want to keep the channel as light as possible.
Okie dokie. Well, we don't want to melt.
If I'd have known you were going to go down the dark, well, if I was going to go down the dark, if I knew
it's
you were
me
going
letting the side down. I
do
apologize.
Fucker.
No, terrible.
I will say to Slavko, when I was DJing many years ago, some of my best performances, some of my best nights were when we just started the night at the club, and there were literally 4 or 5 people in, very intimate, very rewarding, and very, very good. When it's great when you've got the big crowds and you can just go on auto fucking pilot. But when you're working a crowd of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, you're working, you're earning your pennies, but you get the most satisfaction out of when you do a night like that. So there you go. So Slavko says, I like it when it's less crowded.
Yeah.
We salute you, sir. I do.
It's nice and intimate in here tonight.
It is. It is. We've got the tree up. We've got the Christmas decorations.
All we need now is an electric fire, a pair of slippers, and a Val Dunican record.
VD.
Yeah.
So Trev, you were ringing the licensing company, and you were saying something about an individual.
Yes.
Which will remain nameless.
Yes, so, I didn't agree with paying money, which ultimately went in the wrong direction. Let's leave it at that.
I think with the BBC, there was a seismic shift, wasn't there, a few years ago? I think it was happening just maybe a little bit before the Doctor Who stuff. And I always thought back in the day, the BBC, some of the programs were genuine quality.
At one point, yes, I agree with you, but then again, it all became extravagant.
And when you think about it, £1 a week for some of the programs you were getting, this was obviously going way back. Considering how much you would pay for Sky and how much you would have to pay for 8 episodes of The Simpsons every night, because that's all they've got to show. Some of the programs that the BBC have done were fantastic. And then they just...
Do you know something, though? Thinking on about what you've just said.
Yeah.
Back in the day when, we used to watch Doctor Who, and you look back at it now and you see, a bloke covered in bubble wrap, what's been sprayed green. And,
good stories, though, mate.
Yeah, cardboard sets. But, it was great for the era. It was fantastic. And one of my favourite shows from the 70s, Blake 7, that was proper quality.
Blake 7's a very, very... I've only seen it when it was basically aired. And yes, Blake 7. I must hook you up with, the guys I was talking about from the Doctor Who channel.
Yeah.
Dan Hadley.
I know Dan.
Yeah, great bloke. He gave me the opportunity to talk bollocks for a bit. He's a good egg. He's a good egg.
He's a nice chap.
He is. He is. I think he's got the genuine. He's gone past. I would say he's probably gone past his initial nerves now, and he's kind of going right into it. But he has been podcasting for quite a while, so I would expect it by now.
Do you know that's the one thing I've never done is done a podcast. Do you know why?
Because you're shit.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I always get the feeling I've got nothing to really talk about.
Well, we Slavko, before we came on tonight, we just thought we'll just see where we go, and it's just basically having a chat with somebody. I've never spoke to Trev before.
And you're regretting it now.
I was regretting it before you even came on, mate. But
hey.
I've we've had little Twitter chats.
Yeah.
So I kind of know where Trev's coming from. I was concerned when you got the coof.
Oh
Are you fully recovered?
The weird thing is, I feel all right, but every now and again I like go.
Right.
You know, I get really breathy and like I can't breathe.
Okay. Do you think it's still kind of lingering there, or
possibly, or it could be something underlying. I don't know, but but it just feels like every now and again it's like, if you can imagine like having an anxiety attack, it's like halfway to one of those.
Right. Slavko said he's a very big fan of the Brits' humour. We're like the Dudley Moore, Peter Cook. What were their characters?
Oh yeah, when they're in the raincoats.
The name eludes me at the moment, but
I was never really a fan of Peter Cook, to be truthful. And I think it might be down to his appearance in Supergirl.
That was a bit poo. Agreed.
Yeah. But the best film Dudley Moore ever starred in, what is it? Crazy Funny People, is it? The one where he has to go to he has a short stay in a mental hospital because he has a nervous breakdown because he works in advertising. I'm sure Daryl Hannah's in it. And they start doing all these advertising slogans, but they say stuff like it is, and it becomes an instant success. Like, yes, it's boxy, but it's a Volvo. And
I know the film. It was the slant was they were honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to bug me now. I might have to IMDb it while we're chatting.
Derek and Clive.
That's it. Yeah, Derek and Clive.
You. Excuse the language, everybody. You cunt. You fucking cunt.
Really? Well, really?
Do you remember I remember my brother-in-law, because entertainment back in the 70s was either on cassette, as in audio cassette, or on LP. This was kind of people had videos, but nobody could afford to buy the tapes, as in the programs, the films and stuff, because it was basically all geared for rental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's where and then obviously in the mid 80s, late 80s, they started throwing out the £10 films after the initial rental. But before then, it would be if you wanted entertainment, obviously you had the radio, television, or you would buy stuff on cassette or LP. And I always remember my brother-in-law who lived with us at the time.
Yeah.
We had the Monty Python Life of Brian cassette. Fucking hell, we fucking played that to death. I could recite it word for fucking word. It got to the point where it wasn't funny anymore. Yeah, it just got to the point where it just wasn't funny anymore. It could just you lie bastard. When he kind of fell out of the spacecraft and it crashed. Do you remember that? No. He got abducted by aliens when he flew. He fell off this tower, didn't he? And then this spaceship flew by and picked Brian up. And
I know what you mean.
It waged this fucking space battle And then it crashed again in Jerusalem, and he got out the spacecraft, and this person goes, "You lucky bastard." See, Slavko knows.
Sklav got it, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. We listened to that tape so many times.
I've just noticed something scary. I've IMDb'd that film. It's Crazy People from 1990.
Not the wife.
The one where he's in the asylum doing all the advertising stuff.
Did you say Daryl Hannah was in that one?
I think she was. But
yeah.
I'm just going to look it up now. But the weird thing was, one of the pictures of Dudley Moore popped up, and do you know what he looks like?
Go on.
He looks like Jean-Michel Jarre.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Hey, yeah, Daryl Hannah was in it.
Yeah.
Also, Carter J. Burke from Aliens was in it too, Paul Reiser.
Oh. He was in also, he was the guy in Beverly Hills Cop, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Axel Foley's partner. He was also in My Two Dads with Greg Evigan.
Fucking hell, you are going back. Yeah, I mean, was that a TV series?
It was, yeah. And I asked this question on Twitter a long time ago, and I had a short ban as well.
He was. Do you remember BJ and the Bear?
He was BJ, old Greg Evigan.
Oh God, we used to watch that in the 70s. It was. We'd probably look back at it now and think, "Fuck me, this is shite."
Right, I've just got to make a quick point about My Two.
Glenn A. Larson wrote that. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, this old My Two Dads, was she a bit of a yo-yo knickers, or was it a three-way?
I don't know, give in.
No, I'm just asking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My Two Dads, you know, the TV show.
I know the program, but I'd never watched it. I know what it is.
I kind of got the gist of it, but somebody got the jism of it, obviously.
I didn't. I'd never get it.
Hey, I tell you something. This will be really obscure. You'll either know what I'm talking about, or you'll just go, "What the fudge?" Right? Greg Evigan was in a pilot TV movie to kick off a series. What never happened? It never got picked up. Where he was an astronaut in space, and I
remember it.
North Star. Do you remember that?
I remember it.
Where he accidentally looked at a solar flare and it went through the camera and it gave him like a super solar ability, but it was a bit like Nightmare because his brain had exploded. You know, like Nightmare, the TV show.
No,
no, the one where the kids with the helmet.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like that, where the skull was hanging out and shit like that. But that North Star,
yeah,
North Star.
I remember that. Fucking hell, I remember that.
It's on YouTube somewhere. I think I've seen it. Not so long back.
Do you remember Gemini Man?
Yeah, where the guy with the curly hair and the digital watch.
He was underwater, wasn't he? And something happened.
Yeah, he got exposed to some radiation or something like that.
And he became invisible, wasn't he? It was like the high-tech Invisible Man. And
it was
somebody invented a watch for him.
That's right. A digital watch with red, you know, like the digital segments. It was like that.
It was like an Apple Watch of the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I tell you what, that always reminded me of as well. The Man from Atlantis.
These programs were fucking fantastic.
And I tell you what, I used to like as well. Two shows. Do you remember the TV version of Logan's Run?
I do, yeah, with Richard, the guy with the very square forehead. I forget his name.
But Stewie.
Logan's Run was great. The film is fantastic as well.
Yeah, I think Richard Jordan's the best person.
Yeah, Richard Jordan. That's him.
Was it Francis Six?
Yeah. He was the guy who was after. Was he the runner? Or the runner's the guy.
Logan was the runner.
Logan was the runner, and Richard Jordan was the guy who was after him.
Yeah, because he was a Sandman.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm surprised that's not been revisited.
Well, apparently there was supposed to be talks about doing a reboot, but the original's always the best. I mean, look what you've got. You've got Carousel, Renew, and giving it all that. But you've got Jenny Agutter when she was
getting them out. getting them out.
Yeah. You got Peter Ustinov.
Sorry, guys, I was being toxic white male then. Sorry. I know
Yeah.
I do apologise if I've caused offence.
You matriarchal anachronism.
Yeah.
It's all right. No snowflakes on this channel, please.
We've just seen them. Did you see them?
Oh, well, you know, they're the only ones we want on this channel, to be honest. Snowflakes are killing pop culture. Do you know that?
I do. Right, we'll get deep. Who do you think is to blame?
I don't.
Is it the snowflakes themselves?
No.
Or the parents?
No, it's not the parents.
Or the big. When I did my live stream yesterday, talking to the Culture Commander Culture, who I said is very, very up on this stuff. Yeah,
maybe we should have a three-way one night.
I think you two would. You're well versed with this, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just
as I said, I'm coming. As I said to the chap yesterday, I'm. Yeah, listen, we all are intoxicated white males, mate. Join the club. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you come from; it's a worldwide thing, my friend. So, chin up.
Anyway, my opinion on that whole subject is, I believe it all stems from the education system.
Really? Okay.
Teachers of a certain political leaning is what I think.
Do you think that politics is a lot to do with everything? Sorry, I'll rephrase it, people. Politics and religion.
They are two very unnecessary evils in life.
You mean in kind of modern day life? Do you mean?
Yes. Religion's got a lot to answer for, and so is politics. Because if you think about it, they're both systems of division.
They are, and they're very antiquated systems.
Well, my opinion on why the world is fast becoming the way it is because of a certain. I've got to word this. I've got to be very careful.
Try not to get us struck off, please.
Exactly, and I don't want to upset anybody.
Well,
he says, but a certain political ideology that rhymes with Sharksism.
Yeah, the guy. The Commander Culture was saying that yesterday. Yeah. It's basically that system. Yeah.
It worked
for
well
me,
for Venezuela, didn't it?
As I said, I'm coming. I've kind of, as I said to him yesterday, I've kind of recently. My eyes have been opened very, very recently. It's like with the BBC. I only kind of started seeing all the kind of inclusion shit at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
So I'm very, very coming in at the base of the basement level. So straight away I can see that you're like straight up there.
Well, you know, most of what I've found
feel free to educate me, please.
It's just what I've noticed from observation.
Yeah.
Last summer, when we could actually go out and enjoy summer, I had a chat with a guy, and I was outside a pub, and we got talking, and he basically started getting a bit of his back was getting up with me, because he called me a political coward, because I told him I was a centrist. I said, you know, I can see certain elements of both sides and see the positives and negatives of both sides. And then he turned around and said, well, you're a political coward. And I said, well, what makes you better than me? He says, I'm a socialist. And I said, right, I'll stop you there. I says, right, I believe in social responsibility, not socialism.
Yeah.
And he says, well, what about fairness for everybody? I said, well, giving everybody the same doesn't work. It creates imbalance. I said, what about equity instead of equality? Then you give the person, say, John's got no cash, but Tony's minted. Now, if you give them both a bit of summer, Tony's still going to be even more minted than John. So if you say, right, hang on a minute, Tony, you're minted. Let's give John your share, and it makes it equitable for both of you. That works better.
Everybody should have a piece of the pie.
Exactly, but without going down the Frommunism, if you know the rhyme, without going down a Frommunist route. Sorry, that's the best I could come up with at short notice.
Yeah, I'll go back on that with my own experience. I was talking to my nephew today about this. Australia with the coof. I was speaking to I've got a friend who lives over there, the one who I visited.
Can I just ask you a quick question before we go any further? Are you a fan of the quartering? Because Jeremy says that a lot, the coof.
If I say it's the speech recognition.
Oh, I know you can't say certain things about.
Yeah, it'll get struck off if I say it.
You have to be careful when you mention ordering a Chinese or anything like that. Now,
certain words.
Yes. Keywords.
Yes. So they've coof.
I hope Vesta's not a bad word.
Well, listen, we would have got struck off 38 minutes ago.
Well, that's all right then. We're safe.
My friend
who mushy peas, or is your chair squeaking?
No, that's my chair. That's my chair. I know. I do apologise.
Sounds like there's a bit of fruitiness going off there.
I was on Doomcock's channel the other night. We were discussing. He kindly invited me on, and we were discussing The Mandalorian, and he had a 5 or 6 American channels on his show who are massively into it. And I asked if I could come on just to do, just to give the British sense of, opinion. And they were speaking, right? And I was just thinking, fucking hell, these guys, Star Wars means everything. And don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek. And I came on the channel, I was just sitting there, right? I replayed it. And all you could hear for about 10 minutes is my fucking chair squeaking. It was drowning out the people who were speaking. I thought, oh, fuck.
Do you know something? It's weird you mentioning Star Wars. I actually watched A New Hope this afternoon.
It's a good film. It's a good film.
But it was the bastardized version.
Well, we'll leave it there then. We're going to leave it there. Can we just bounce back on the Australian thing and what you said about?
Sorry, mate. Sorry, that was rude of me. I do apologise.
I know. Australia at the beginning of the coup, instead of doing what they did over here, you got 80% of your wage. So, if you were a director, say earning, I don't know, $3,000 a month, you'd probably go down to 80%, and you'd get your $2,500. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you were on minimum wage, say whatever it is now, £7, whatever, and fucking struggling to live on minimum wage, this government would give you 80% of you fucking struggling money. Yeah? Whereas these big fat fucking cats who have probably got more money than they know what to do with were paid up to a maximum of £2,500 per month for sitting at fucking home.
I can imagine it.
Yeah?
Do you know, I've never met an honest rich person.
Well, that's why they're rich.
That's
Australia,
why I'm poor.
Yeah, same here. In Australia, what they did was it was a flat rate of $1,500 per month to stay at home, irrespective if you were earning $50,000 a month as a director, or big wig. If you was on minimum wage, effectively you were better off. That's the fucking
right.
That's the fucking way to do it.
Do you know,
the trouble is with two-party politics is that there's one. It's just the model of how it operates. One side either gets everything and the other side gets left out. It's just political systems that just fucking feather their own nest. And like your good self, Trev, over the years I've moved very centrist. I want stuff to work for everybody.
Well, when they say,
nobody should have everything. Nobody should have everything.
I haven't got a problem with people who've genuinely worked hard to get
agreed.
To get what they want or get what they've got, but not these cheating bastards who basically rob everybody to get where they've got to, and they don't mind screwing people over. The thing is, this is why I'm a poor man. I have spent my life being considerate to other people and being genuine, and I've had people walk all over me to get to positions and screw me over, and just to basically get more in life. And I'm not like that. And people say, "Well, that's a bad thing. You need to be a bit more." And I don't have the moral fiber to screw somebody over.
Yesterday, this conversation I had with the Commander culture is we kind of got to the nub of it, that the humans are just fucking selfish.
Yeah, I don't know which species is worse. I mean, you don't see them fucking each other for a goddamn percentage.
Yeah, we're just selfish. We're just selfish.
And you missed the quote.
And we don't see the bigger picture in life, was the kind of transcript we had. Because we got talking about space exploration, and we should be on the moon and looking to the stars and stuff like that. Because I'm into that shit.
Don't get me started.
We're basically... we've got plenty of time to get started, my friend. Don't worry.
I know. No, it's just that
we're basically just scrabbling about in the fucking mud at the moment. We're just so fucking petty.
Yeah. Well, why do you think intelligent life hasn't been here yet? Because there's none here at the moment.
Yeah, we're talking about animals are the ultimate survivors because they've got no agenda. Their agenda is where's the next meal, survival.
Yeah,
there's no bullshit about what tablet, what iPad I'm going to buy, or the battery in my phone's, I need a new one. None of that shit. Obviously, that separates us from the animals, but animals are just the ultimate survivors. They don't have all this. We can be the humans can. We are at Stephen Fry says we're at the pinnacle of technological gains at the moment. And it's amazing. Yeah. But we're just so... the humans can shine with stuff like that.
True.
We can shine. For the greater good, we can shine.
Well, we're limited by narrow-mindedness.
We are. And we're just being... And these narrow-minded people, I think, are just getting fucking pampered to at the moment.
Yeah.
And we're just, as I said, my good friend, the commander, just said, we're just scrabbling about in the mud at the moment. He's American, you see. So again, he sees things differently.
Do you know where I think we're heading? We're on a fast-track path to dystopia.
Do you know, all I hear, especially on TV, is our program is about a dystopian future. I am sick to...
In other words, it's a modern-day documentary.
I am sick to the fucking hind teeth of the words dystopia.
Well, it's funny that Did you ever see Utopia on Channel 4?
No, I obviously I know the program. But
It's just been remade in America by Amazon.
Is it an optimistic world?
No,
Or is it
enough,
is it kind of ironic?
It's art imitating life at the moment because it's about a pandemic where they want everybody to have this vaccine, but it turns out it creates mass sterility, and it only it's basically like ethnic cleansing because it only allows one particular subset of humans to reproduce.
Oof.
If you got a choice of dystopia, what would you have? Like a Robocop, OCP, Old Detroit type thing, or Mad Max?
Great film.
Or Mad Max. Which dystopia would you pick?
Never was really into Mad Max.
Me neither, weirdly enough.
I think I'd go Robo every time.
You have 15 seconds to comply.
It was 20 seconds at the beginning. They brought a pop song. I remember like a song that came out at the time, and I was playing it when I was a DJ, and it was, "You have 20 seconds to comply." Great song.
I'm going to send you an image on direct message later.
Okay.
I've got a picture of an Atari cart, and it's got Clarence Boddicker on it at Bob Morton's house.
All right.
And the game's called Bitches Leave.
Bitches Leave. Robocop is one of my all-time favourite films. It is a masterpiece.
Do you know, Peter Weller's voice, it's perfect for Robocop.
Everything about the bloke is perfect for Robocop.
It just reminded me, I had a funny conversation years ago with this guy, and we got talking about Robocop, and I was saying like, Peter Weller, blah, blah, blah. And it was around the time that Odyssey 5 came out.
Great program.
It had so much potential.
Cut short.
Yes.
Manny Koto,
yeah. And this guy turns around and says, "What are you smoking?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "The guy from The Jam's never been in Robocop." I thought I was talking about bloody Paul Weller. Jesus. I'm like, what?
What a prat.
Get this guy a box set quick.
I love Peter Weller.
Hey, apparently Robocop now, you can buy it for $1. Bixby Snyder, he's one of the jewels of Robocop.
There's so many jewels. Robocop is just. I remember going to the. I was at college at York, and 87, so I'd been 19, and we went to see it with the art tutor, me and my mate, and we'll just watch this film, and it's like a fucking blood fest within 5 minutes. When the guy's on the boardroom table just getting blown to shit.
Oh, Mr. Kenny.
Yeah.
Do you know what always makes me laugh?
The guy who's got the most glorious death in film history. Me and my mate.
Do you know what you want to do? I've just had an idea for a YouTube spoof. The uncut version of that, the Paul Verhoeven director's cut of that.
I know. Just
where he's on the table, and then when Ed 209 stops, they ought to have somebody go, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny." Sorry, I'll go back in my hole now.
Please do. The director's cut of Robocop, fucking hell.
Got to hand it to Paul Verhoeven.
Do
you know, he directed 3 of my favourite films. You've
got
Robocop, Starship Troopers, and Total Recall.
I think we're kind of going down the Starship Troopers route, but without the spaceship. Know more?
Would
We would.
you like to know more?
Yeah. Signing up guarantees citizenship.
I'm from Buenos Aires and I say kill them all.
Honestly, Paul Verhoeven, why has he not made any recent films? I'd love
I think he's retired now. He's got to be like late 70s now.
Yeah, I think he's done kind of arty-farty films in Holland, hasn't he? Kind of period pieces and stuff. I know he's done some stuff.
What Tampax ads?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was a very poor joke.
I know. I'm full of them.
But
anyway,
he's not done any Hollywood stuff, and I think Hollywood is poorer for it.
Do you know why I think he gave up on Hollywood? And this is the problem with the film industry these days, and a lot of the stuff what comes out, starting at around the time of Alien 3, right?
Okay,
there were too many suits getting involved.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is, because these suits think they have all the control. That's why David Fincher got really frustrated making Alien 3.
Right.
Because all these suits were coming in. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, and you've got Walter Hill and oh god, what's the other guy? David Giler, is it? From Brandywine, and then they started making script revisions, and then a couple of guys from Fox started doing stuff. And Fincher, apparently, according to form, he was just pulling his hair out all the time.
He was the guy who did the David Fincher, wasn't he? He directed. You're not supposed to mention that, mate.
Why?
That's
first. You got me,
ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll draw a close to the show at that point.
Yeah, but you know what the second rule is?
Well, I know what it is. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
And do you know what the third rule is?
You prat. There isn't one, is there?
Yeah.
I haven't got past the first two.
Oh, his name was Robert Paulson.
God, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Oh, Meatloaf and his tits.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that film.
I was tempted to watch it not so long ago.
Wasn't that voted one of the greatest films of all time, or top 10 greatest films of all time very recently? I read somewhere.
And do you know, it probably is, because it's just, every time I watch it, I notice something different every time that I never noticed before. It's like that, Babyface in Fight Club, the blonde-haired guy who Ed Norton beats the shit out of.
It has been so long since I've seen it. I was living in Leeds the last time I saw it, and I've not lived in Leeds for 15 years. So,
boy, I'm sorry. There's only one good road in Leeds.
Out. The A63, mate.
Yeah. The guy who was Babyface, it's Jared Leto.
Wow. Top trivia tips with the world of Trev.
I know, I'm full of pop culture stuff and full of shit. I thought I'd say it before
in that order.
Not in that order. Do you like Windsor Davis? Do you like masturbating on buses? Then you'll love Windsor Davis and number 51. Available now at your local news agent. Sorry.
Stop going left field, please.
Sorry, I've been watching Peter Serafinovic's repeats.
He does a very, very good. Is Wogan? God bless Wogan.
Do you know something? Do you want to know something weird about Peter Serafinovich, if that's even his name?
Yeah.
When he first started doing the talk show sort of appearances, he was like, I know, great, I'm from Liverpool, and giving it all that. And then when he started making a name for himself, it's like, yes, I'm exceedingly posh. Now I'm Darth Maul.
Oh yeah, he played him, didn't he?
Well, he was the voice.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
He was in the first one. But Ray Park, who played Toad in the original X-Men movie, he was Darth Maul.
Expert. Yeah, he was the guy. He was the actual fighter, wasn't he? The expert.
Yeah. So you got Ray Park. It's a bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hercules in New York.
With the voice.
Yeah, and he was dubbed over. Yeah. Hey, speaking of dubbed over, and here's a bit of sci-fi pop culture trivia.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Saturn III with Kirk Douglas and Farrah Fawcett?
Again, this would have been on BBC in the 70s.
It's an 80s film, actually. It's Like
Slavko says, Trev, you sound almost a famous radio person. He does. He's not quite made it famous, my friend. He's not quite there, whereas I am.
Between me, you, and the fence post, Sklav is one of my dedicated listeners.
It's not you. I was going to say he's not related, is he?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. Anyway, no, my family's not from that neck of the woods.
Very observant though. See, Slav, he's got the equipment. You see, he's got the.
I've got the tackle.
He's got the tackle. He's got the studio, and he's got the years of practice. I've got
the tackle, but not in the department it counts.
Yeah. I've not got the equipment chops, as it were, yet. So I'm just coming in at the base level. So I'm hoping to pick a few pointers up off Trev. He's certainly got the voice. As soon as I started speaking to you earlier, you could just tell. DJ.
No. Do you know that's one of my pet peeves when people say, "Hey, aren't you that DJ?" And it's like, no, I'm not a DJ. I'm a presenter.
You're that guy who's going to be hiding in the dark cupboard.
I will be soon.
I know. Do you enjoy presenting?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Of course you do. If you hated it, you wouldn't do a stupid question.
I don't think I could do it on TV because I've got an enormous cod eye. So
what you're saying is you've got the face for radio?
Yes, definitely.
I think we all have, mate.
I look like if I had to guesstimate who I look like celebrity-wise, it would be a cross between Harry Enfield and Mr. Creosote.
Ooh. So what you're saying is, as a child, you were that fucking ugly. Your mother had to tie a dog bone around you.
Well, I used to get Ned Kelly's hand-me-downs.
So the dog would play with you?
Yeah, she used to smother me in chappy.
Just so the fucking dog would play with you.
I know, it's a bastard, isn't it?
That's hard times, mate.
Mum.
That's hard times.
Yeah, I know.
We kind of went a little sidetracked off the woke culture.
Yeah.
We went down that rabbit hole of talking shit.
Well, it's just, you know how they say you used to get the old man on the bus and go, problem with your generation is you're too young. It's true, is that? You know, I'm sort of like in that position now where I can see what's wrong with the generations that came after me. And, you know, it's weird. I think you have to have that life experience to understand where things are going wrong in other generations.
I think I don't want to sound old, ladies and gentlemen, but when I was 20, I was a know-it-all. I was a know-it-all fucker. I knew everything.
Well, it's just twat.
Yeah, it's just youth, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they're no different. As I said to my friend yesterday, back in the day when I was their age, there was everything nowadays is just so immediate because you've got the wonderful invention called computer and the internet.
Yeah.
And mobile phones. Everything is just now.
Do you know the best we could have hoped for back in the day was a CB at Christmas?
Yeah. I used to have a CB in the early 80s.
I've still got one, actually.
It was amazing.
I've still got one in the shed.
AM. We had AM. It was amazing.
Oh, no. This is a straight 40. 2781. You know when it became legal on FM?
We didn't do that. Once it became legal, that was it. We left it. AM was amazing.
Do you know people still use CB?
I can imagine. It's just genuine fun.
You should hear it now. It's like, I don't know, it's like internet for rednecks.
Going back to what I was saying about being young.
Mm-hmm.
When you're young, you know it all. Every fucker knows it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When you get a group, oh my God, this is experience as well. When there's been a few times I've walked up the street to go to the shop or whatever. When you get a little gaggle of teenage girls, I think teenage girls are the worst.
Yeah, I agree. I've got teenage daughters, so I know exactly where you're going.
I think when they're in a group, they're the worst.
Yeah, they're just bitches.
They really know how to fucking. They're just like the Exocet missiles of insults. They fucking know.
That's a great analogy. I like that.
Give them a internet connection, easy. A Google account, a Twitter account. Can we just have a house rule? No shitting live on air, please.
Take a stool joke. Shit down.
Please, no shit. No, especially no follow throughs live on air, please.
All right then. I've got to open the back door though, because I can't take it. And it's the weirdest thing. I've done one, and it smells like petrol.
Oh God! It's all the drugs you're on.
Oh yeah, not the good kind either.
Do you want a match? My ass to your face.
Hey, he's here all week, folks.
I'm here. I think I'm here for the next 55 minutes. I think the golden rule is 2 hours, and that's it. That's when we draw the line. So,
well, Sklav will be getting fucking bored with us.
He's sticking with us, and all I can do is listen. I salute you, sir. I salute you.
Our one and only viewer.
Because we've got two actually.
Yay!
We're
doing better than half an hour ago.
We've got one viewer each. Here we go. Fun fact.
They're here for you, not me.
Are they? They're here for the both of us. Fun fact.
Go on.
Terminator, first one, great film, was in my cinema in 86, 87. Right, okay, so that was about 2 years after it came out. Okay. And was running for 3 months. Fucking hell, that was a good run. I was planning to see it again with my kid. Nowadays, 1984. How many years? That's 36. Is that 36 years ago?
Yeah.
We are all of us are old bastards.
My two nephews are named
Great
after
film,
characters.
Terminator. Uzi.
You know, my first nephew, his name's Kyle.
Oh, he's not called Uzi.
No, Uzi 9mm.
And your other one's called 9mm.
No, Kyle and then Reese. How sad is that?
It's a good film. You could do worse.
It's a good, yes, it's a very good film. And what's the connection? Right, this is going to be really obscure now. What's the connection between Terminator and Airwolf?
I know it.
And there is one.
I know it. See if Slavko, you know the Airwolf and Terminator. I think I know it, but I've just realised that I might not know it, so I've kind of
go on. I'm interested to see what you think it might be.
I was going to say the music composer, but it wasn't, was it?
That was Sylvester LeVay.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but it wasn't, was it? It was somebody totally different, wasn't it? Brad
Fidel. Brad Fidel.
Fucking, that's a great theme. Is Terminator?
It's pretty good.
Terminator.
Hey, something.
Airwolf.
There's a guy on YouTube. It's Cos Music, KOS. Cos Music.
Yeah.
And he does covers, and he's done Airwolf, and he's done the theme tune to Terminator.
And that's the link.
Well, no, it's not actually.
Go on.
Right.
He did a cover of it. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. In the original TV movie Airwolf, which spawned the series,
that was Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
And it was
Jan-Michael Vincent, who recently passed away in February.
Yeah, he had very, very bad alcohol problems.
He did, and he lost 2 of his legs as well.
Yeah, alcohol and drug problems while shooting. But Airwolf was great.
It was fantastic. He was the highest paid man on TV in the 80s because
Was
of
it?
Airwolf. Yeah. And
It was a
pissed
good
him
show
off.
because there were a lot of kind of shows along that kind of super
Yeah.
equipment. You
You
like
got that Knight Rider, Street Hawk, Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder. The
With
film
Dana Carvey in it from Wayne's World.
Yeah, the series was absolute dog shit.
I like the film with Roy Schneider in it.
Roy Scheider, I love Roy Schneider.
Oh, and it's got Malcolm McDowell in it as well as that Colonel,
and
crazy
Daniel
Colonel.
and Daniel Stern.
Yes,
Blue
that's
Thunder
right.
is one of my. I remember going to the cinema back in '82. My brother took me to the cinema as a treat to watch
Directed
it.
by John Badham as well, who did War Games.
John Badham, great director.
Anyway, going back onto this connection between Terminator and Airwolf,
Sorry, Trev. I think there's another show here just talking film, but carry on.
Yeah, the guy who invented Airwolf was Dr. Charles Henry Moffat, played by David Hemmings.
Yes.
And if you look at the beginning, it
Who
says
works for the Libyans. It was stolen from the Libyans, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah. But if you notice at the beginning of Terminator, it says Hemdale Productions.
Oh, okay.
That's David Hemmings and some other guy. But David Hemmings, excuse me, he sold his half of that business. And the last time David Hemmings was in a movie, have a guess which movie it was. And I'll give you a clue if you can't guess.
Give me a clue.
Christian Bale. Another clue. Sean Pertwee. Another clue. Angus McFadden.
I've obviously not watched this film, ladies and gentlemen.
One more clue. It's Sean Bean. It's got Sean Bean in it as well.
I've definitely not watched this film.
Equilibrium.
I've not seen it.
No way.
Yes way.
It's fucking amazing. It really is. That is like a pop culture. It's like, how can I put it? It's on par with fucking hell, what's it called? Event Horizon. It's like one of those films you should watch.
I've probably seen it, but I was probably too fucked to realise I was watching it.
Yeah. I'll tell you something, there's a lot of great films from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
What people aren't even aware of, and they should be mandatory viewing. It's like, I tried to get my kids to watch Buckaroo Banzai, and they won't touch it.
Peter Weller. And his adventures in the, what was it, Zone?
Eighth Dimension.
Yeah, Eighth Dimension. Very massive cult film.
And I tell you who's in that, who plays a fantastic part. John Lithgow.
It has been a while since I've seen it.
He plays Lord John Warfin in it. But he goes, laugh while you can, monkey boy.
Listen, mate, I would say the last time I saw Buckaroo Banzai was when it was out on VHS originally.
That would have been 1985, 86.
So it was a long time ago.
Was it on Betamax?
No, we had VHS, but it's a well-known fact that Betamax was the better format.
Did you know Betamax outlived VHS?
Yeah, because it became the industry standard, didn't it?
It did, and
because the quality of the thing was the tape, the recording was better.
But for the last 17 years, it had been a digital format.
Slavko's seen Equilibrium. They compared it to The Matrix.
It's on par with that, and I think it was released around the same time.
Are you sure you're not related to Slavko? Trev knows his shit.
Especially those farts I keep chucking out.
Listen, he talks shit.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we should get Slavko on one of these eventually. Yeah. Slavko, mate, subscribe. Sorry,
definitely.
like, share, subscribe. And if you fancy
something,
we'll get you on one of these, dude.
I'm probably going to offend Slavko now, and I don't mean this.
Please don't offend.
I don't mean this in a mean way, but I've got this voice in my head of how he would speak if he was on the stream with us now. Do you remember Rambo 3?
Yeah.
You seen that? You remember the guy who was the...
Stop upsetting our one and only viewer, please.
Sorry. You know the guy who was like the Russian commander?
The big motherfucker.
No, you're thinking of Sven. No, I'm on about the guy in the helicopter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who is this bastard John Rambo who tried to kill me? I've got this voice in my head of how Sclav would probably speak. I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean it like that.
I bet he would speak better English than us.
Yeah, probably. Hey, you've just reminded me now.
Go on.
Sven Thorsen was in a load of sci-fi shit back in the 80s and 90s. You know Running Man? Hey, what's the matter? Steroids make you deaf?
Yeah, he was fucking huge, wasn't he? I remember him.
Yeah, and at the end of the Running Man, he goes, well, are you going to get him or what? And he went, I got to go score some steroids. But did you ever see Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future? It was like the first interactive video game type thing.
Yeah, I think we watched it once when was it a TV series?
It was, yeah.
I think we watched it. We'd been out raving, and obviously we were high as a fucking kite.
What's the matter? Hitman and Her not good enough for you?
We came back the following, obviously all-nighter, yeah, and we would go back to my mate's house in Wolverhampton, and you'd have all the TV on in the morning, all the kids' programs like that, and we were watching it just fucking high as kites, and we were just loving it. Yeah, it was the thing where they had the flashing icons on the.
That was it.
It's like just like a yellow rhomboid that flashed, wasn't it? And you had to point your guns at the thing.
Yeah, it was like you know the stuff you used to get with the video games, like the light guns.
Yeah, but it was a TV program based on it, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
It was the strobing of the TV.
Yeah, and these guns would pick up the
That's right. Yeah, and at the end, you'd have to shoot these flashy color blocks, and then it was like Laser Quest, but for sad kids who'd got no mates.
Or acid heads who've been out all night tripping the bollocks off.
Yeah. Have you been to Palace?
Listen, technically the same thing, I suppose. Yeah, technically the same thing. Yeah.
Them were the days, eh?
Oh, don't.
Do you know, there was something I meant mentioning earlier ago, but we went off on about 60.
We've not kind of locked any subject down at all, have we? We just kind of we've kind of started getting into something, and then we just go off at 90 degrees.
Well, I suppose that's good because we're springboarding off one another and we're moving.
But there is some good stuff that we're kind of not delving into. We're just kind of we're talking about, say, two-party politics, and then we go on to fucking Buckaroo Banzai in one sentence.
Well, I don't like touching. You know, two subjects you don't really want to talk about is religion and politics. So moving swiftly on. But I was going to mention, we're on about Logan's Run and shit like that on a Saturday morning. Did you ever see the series Otherworld?
No, I know that Logan's Run was on Saturday morning on ITV.
It was, yeah. And then it was on before Tiz was.
Oh, Tiz was. Oh. Amazing.
I'll tell you what was on before Logan's Run.
Go on.
Season 2 reruns of Space 1999.
I was just gonna say, God, I love Space 1999.
Which do you prefer, Season 1 or Season 2? And I asked this for a very specific reason.
This is a very, very. This is like, not that I've had kids. This is like choosing your favorite child.
Oh, it's easy in this household.
It's the dog.
The one that's not here. The one that's away at uni.
It's the cat.
No, we're not a cat household. I'm allergic to cats.
I think when I first started watching Space 1999, it was on a Thursday evening, ITV. In the 70s.
That'd have been 1976.
About 19. I think it was about 1975 because I remember. I can't remember watching the episode Breakaway. You know, the first episode. Bearing in mind,
good episode. Nuclear zombies.
I would have been. It was 1975, so I would have been about six, approaching 7. And I always remember that the fair was in the village, the fair all the amusements and stuff. And I always remember going. We were at the fair, and I was wearing my blue kind of like space puffer jacket, what they used to have back in the day.
Yeah, they used to have
with
those
the two
orange
stripes
ones. Yeah,
with the 2 stripes on the sleeves. Bit like what they used to wear in Space 1999.
Yeah, they had the orange ones, didn't they, in season 2?
And I always remember I'd spent all my money, and I always remember getting onto the roundabout, the fastest ride of the night, longest ride, all that stuff, with the music belting. And I had to jump off because I hadn't got any money. Guys said, get off. So I had to fucking jump off at high speed. Bear in mind, I was like 6 or 7. So after that, I went home. And I remember fucking Space 1999 was on, and I thought, what the fuck is this? Because obviously I think we'd missed the first episode.
Yeah.
And it was on ITV, wasn't it? 7 o'clock.
It was.
Or 7:30 p.m. Thursday. Bearing in mind, I am now 52, and I can remember it like it was fucking yesterday. Watching this program and thinking, this is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing.
With TV shows premiering for the first time, I've dropped some major balls-ups over the years.
Yeah.
Because I remember the night Knight Rider premiered on ITV.
Yeah.
It was a
feature-length episode, if I remember.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, on BBC Two, it was the Peter Cushing Doctor Who's. You know the one? Is it?
The film. It's the films, isn't it? Peter Cushing, some of the Daleks.
That's it. Well, they're both Dalek movies, aren't they?
Yeah. The kind of Hammer horror type.
Yeah, but it was the second one with Ray Brooks in it. You know, the one where they're going to drop the bomb into the Earth's core.
Yeah.
It was that one. So I watched that on BBC Two while everybody else was watching Knight Rider. Then next day at school, about got my head kicked in because I didn't know shit about Knight Rider.
And you've never looked back since, mate.
Well, this just goes the level of mentality in the area where I grew up.
Yeah, Knight Rider was one of those where I think everybody embraced it. There were a lot of kind of super, as we said previously, a super vehicle TV programs. I liked Street Hawk.
I did, yeah.
Purely because of Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, and there's a connection there with Babylon 5 because the guy who did the majority of the music, the Tangerine...
Christopher...
Franca, yeah.
The music on Babylon 5, next level.
Yes, definitely.
Next level.
But I was going to say, Rex Smith, who played Jesse Mack, and Joe Regal Buto, who played Norman.
The bald guy with the kind of ginger strags.
That's him, yeah. And do you know who was in the pilot episode for that?
No, go on.
Robert Beltran. He played Jesse Mack's partner on the motorcycles.
And if you nice Voyager connection there, everybody.
It's Chakotay in Voyager.
Fuck.
And there's two versions of that. There's two versions of
I doff my cap to you, sir. I doff my cap to you.
Yes, there's two versions of the Street Talk pilot where there's all different effects. It's on the box set.
Okay.
And on the other version, when he's doing that bike stunt at the beginning, with where Robert Beltran is, it was Van Halen's Jump. But when it came on TV, it was like a Rocky sound-alike.
Right, okay. Not supermarket version of Jump.
Supermarket sweet version, yeah. Oh, Dale.
Because they won't pay the royalties for the song.
That's it,
Which was a problem with 80s TV, wasn't it?
And 70s films, because apparently Sigourney Weaver cost the production of Aliens a shitload of money because she was singing Lucky Star. You know, in the Narcissus shuttle pod at the end?
Yeah.
She was going, oh, Lucky Star. And they got charged for it. Hey, I've noticed something there. In Alien, when she's taking a kit off, if you look very carefully, there's no disco bush. It's like Kojak down there.
Yeah, but remember, it's the future.
Well, yeah.
It's not a dystopian future. It is a future.
Hey, I've got an alien connection as well. Are you ready for this?
I'm sitting comfortably, yes.
Right. I live 20 minutes away from where John Hurt was born.
God rest his soul, the great John Hurt, everybody.
Indeed.
Sir John.
And I work in a town called Ripley.
The hind end of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
very nice connection
weird.
there, mate.
I know. And
what are the chances of that?
I know, it's bizarre, isn't it?
What are the chances of that? Do you think the actual producers had gone to the village and thought, this is a shithole?
No, but if anything, if you think about it, Ridley Scott's from Middlesbrough, isn't he? And that's where he based the beginning of Blade Runner, or the chemical.
Oh yeah, the Middlesbrough red car. Yes.
Yeah. He based the intro, the opening scene of Blade Runner on Middlesbrough. So if he's from Middlesbrough and he comes to a town like Ripley, he'll think it's like Butlins or something.
Steven Spielberg did something very similar for Close Encounters, didn't he?
What was that? Oh, Connections, yeah.
Yeah, the film trivia, everybody. The alien spaceship at the end, the big one. What goes da-na-na. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. How's it go?
I can't be. I don't know. The thing is about YouTube. If I did would I get
copyright strike?
Yeah, bastards.
Hey, connection between Aliens, Terminator, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Go on.
Lance Henriksen.
Great actor.
He's in all three.
Brilliant actor. Steven Spielberg got the idea for this, the spaceship at the end that turns upside down.
Yeah.
It was in the foothills of Los Angeles, looking at the street lights, and that's where he got the idea for all the lighted shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of very, very similar to Ridley Scott and Middlesbrough, but obviously LA is a little bit more
dangerous.
Well,
that's debatable, isn't it? Middlesbrough and LA. Do you know Middlesbrough is so scary? The Rottweilers walk around with sandals on so they don't get glass in the paws.
Do they? And they obviously walk around in gangs.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to Middlesbrough. I know I've been to Redcar as a kid for some reason. My father decided we were going to take a day trip to Redcar.
Oh, I am sorry.
Fuck knows why. I know there's a beach. I remember seeing all the there is a beach at Redcar.
They've got one ride there, haven't they? The Dead Seal attraction.
They used to, but that's been shut down many years. It's so derelict up there.
Yeah.
Didn't the you have up there? You have all the main chemical companies, don't you? That's like that's the industry. Didn't they close one of them down? It's chemicals and steel, isn't it?
Well, steel's a bygone thing now, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's got to be chemical.
I know that recently. Yeah.
Oh no, I've got Robocop going through my head again now.
Go on then.
Emil Antonowski, when he tries to run Robocop over in the steel mill, and he ends up in the vat of toxic waste. Get away from me, man!
Oh shit! Robocop is so. I loved Robocop so much. When we were in the cinema, me and my friend just looked at each other and just thought, "Fuck, we have never seen anything like this ever."
And it's weird. Each one of those movies has been filmed nowhere near Detroit,
Dallas,
and Houston. In fact, you know the scene where Robocop goes to after the one where Emil says, "I know you. We killed you. You're dead."
Yeah, at the petrol station. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, when he's going through into that data center at the police station.
Yeah.
That is the telephone exchange in Dallas. It's the AT&T telephone exchange.
Top trivia there from World of Trev.
I know, sad bastard. I'll tell you something.
It's such a great film. Robocop is such a great film.
Yeah.
I watched it. I think towards the beginning of lockdown. I know I've seen it recently,
and
I
remember the first time watching that.
It is still just as good.
I faked my brother's video shop membership to rent that film.
I've got the director's cut. They reissued the DVDs.
That's right. Yeah, it was in the flip box.
Yeah, I've got the steel box. It's in the loft. I bought it when I was in Leeds. You got all the. You got all the 3 films.
Yeah,
three was shite. It didn't even have Peter Weller in it.
I know, Robert Burke.
Yeah, I've kind of recently watched a little bit of 2. And I think, and I'm going to stick my, I just don't think it's as bad as what people made it out to be. I think the problem with 2 was everybody was a little bit disappointed.
Well,
because it wasn't quite as good as the original. The music certainly didn't help.
Well, it had got the dreaded Irving Kershner sequel syndrome, hadn't it?
Well, I don't know. Empire Strikes Back was amazing.
I know, that's the thing, though.
Superman and Superman 2 were filmed at the same time, yes. It was to save money. And if I remember rightly, didn't Richard Donner kind of get fired from Superman 2 halfway through?
There is no Superman 4.
No, the Slavko says Superman and Superman 2 were filmed at the same time.
Yeah.
Which they were.
Yeah, they were.
Richard Donner got fired halfway through too, didn't he?
I think so.
And then was it Richard Lester?
That's right, yeah.
Did he do Flash Gordon?
He might
If he did, how the fuck am I remembering this?
Hang on a minute.
Jesus. Yeah, they were filmed at the same time, mate.
You've just gone down a dodgy, dark alleyway there. So you're telling me Richard Lester's done Flash Gordon?
Was it Richard Lester?
It's all right. You're missing the punnage. That's a great film. Another film where somebody was dubbed over. Sam Jones was dubbed over.
Don't listen. Don't dangle the carrot in front of me like that and just let it go. Go on.
What?
I am gone. The punnage. Go on.
When he said Richard Lester's done Flash Gordon. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think World of Trev is operating at a different level to the rest of us.
You know, you just reminded me of 2 things anyway, talking about Robocop.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to go on about and on a tangent, and I forgot all about it. But I have a connection with Robocop 2 and 3 and Coronation Street.
Oh, yeah, I know the one.
Well, you know the man...
Brian Tilsley. Tilsley.
He comes in my local.
Really?
Yeah, because his daughter lives 2 streets away from where I live.
Brian Tilsley?
Yeah, Chris Quinton.
Fucking hell. Because his wife was one of the newsreaders in, was it 2?
Lisa Gibbons. She was the woman on Media Break.
Yeah. Was that the first one?
She's in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But when Lisa Gibbons is asking the old man about, what's going to go off now, all this has happened, Chris Quinton's there with a notepad looking like a journalist.
You're right. Yes, you're right.
And in Robocop 3, in the version I saw, he was one of those, you know that stick around chum, the guys who were rounding people up in the grey suits like Starship.
That British bloke.
Yeah, he was one of his henchmen.
I think I've only seen 3 probably once.
It's bad. It's real bad.
As I said, I got the boxed steel box. I don't think I've even taken the number 3 out of the fucking packet.
It is a bit dire.
It's just dog shit.
And I tell you who's in that as well.
They even got rid of. They even got rid of the old man because I recently watched a documentary on YouTube about it.
It's Dan O'Herlihy who was in Last Starfighter.
I think he just saw it, and I think he just refused to do it.
Well, Rip Torn did it, didn't he?
So they wrote him out. Yeah, so they wrote him out.
Yeah, and Rip Torn took over OCP.
Yeah, because he was going to be like because his story arc was he was going to be like the baddie, like the. But he just jumped ship because he just realised it was that shit.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
The weird thing is, you know, the like freedom fighters who were trying to stop
put food on the table.
Stop people getting relocated out of old Detroit.
Yeah.
Not only have you got CC Pounder, who's been in a ton of stuff, including Warehouse 13, but you know the guy who like snitches on him and grasses.
Again, I've only seen it once, so
you've seen the iconic Office. What is it? Office Space, is it? The Mike Judge movie with Bill Lumbergh. Yeah, you've seen that, haven't you?
Negative.
No, God, there's no point.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
That is a film and a half.
Sorry. I think I need to take the tree down, don't you?
Sorry, am I out sad bastarding you?
The biggest sad bastard of
I am proper boss wank.
You're not that good.
No, sorry. I'm like the R188 signal box
of
pop culture.
Mr. Brown's YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You'll be getting all two of your viewers unsubscribing because
the other ones.
You made the bad choice of having me on your show.
The other one has gone.
Really?
There's only Slavs who's sticking with us, and again, he's been there from the beginning. We salute you, sir.
Yes, well done, that man.
It should come. It should come on one of these.
Well, it's got to be somebody off either my Twitter feed or your Twitter feed.
Yeah. Send us a message on the Twitter feed, my friend, if you fancy.
If it was the Doom of the Cock.
If you if you fancy coming on, you're more than welcome. Just it's just talking. It's just talking bollocks.
Yeah, I've probably bored them to tears.
I had so many questions about what I wanted to ask about, Star Trek.
Go for it.
We haven't even got to Doctor Who. Do you want to do Doctor Who?
Not particularly. No, I don't like it. Sorry.
As I said yesterday to my American friend, he's never watched it, but he understands what's going on. I didn't have a problem with it being a woman doctor. I just thought, all right, we're open to it. I didn't have a problem. Maybe it kind of seemed a logical progression. I don't know, but essentially the Doctor is a male character. But this was before I kind of understood what was going on.
See, I think it's all been done because of box ticking, and I don't agree with that.
Yes,
you can't change an iconic character.
Yeah, it's been done for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
but I will say.
And did you know there was a primer for it? There was a primer for this.
Missy was a great character.
Oh yeah, I agree there. The original Rani, Kate O'Mara, she was great.
Just bear with me. Sorry, my dad's just coming. We don't want my dad to transmit. Just bear with me, sorry.
All right then. So I am talking to myself. Hello, Sclav. You're right.
My father.
Oh, sorry.
Bless him, wants to. I've got to take him to Tadcaster tomorrow because he's got to go for his coof injection.
All right, yeah.
His first one. So I don't know what the crack is because obviously I live with him.
It's about 15 quid.
Do I get one for free anyway? Because I'm classed as being in
a carer.
Because I'm living with him. Right, I might need to ring the doctors then.
Well, you don't know until you're asked, do you? So
right, yeah, because I wondered about that because he's got his first injection tomorrow and then he's got his next one next week. But anyway, So we were saying Doctor Who, Missy. I didn't have a problem with Missy.
No, I thought she was a great character.
Yeah, great, well written, great.
Yeah. I thought Capaldi was a good Doctor as well.
I love Peter Capaldi.
I didn't like Matt Smith.
Slavko says, have we seen Flesh Gordon? I know of it.
Wait,
I know of it because it was very, very big on the VHS circuit, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, you're not missing anything.
I would imagine it'd be very, very lame. If they did it now, it'd be like cameras up the bottom and everything.
Well,
up the wormhole.
It's soft, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I'm into that kind of stuff anyway, but you know,
harder the better.
You know it from the pop culture, you know, the era of VHS and videotape.
Yeah. It was just but I always saw it on the rental shelves in the shop. Yeah, so I know of it. Going back to Doctor Who, then. So I liked, as I said, repeating myself again. I liked the Missy character. I thought she played it fantastic. The writing,
it was very.
The writing was good. Peter Capaldi, I thought, was a great Doctor.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was.
I'll tell you the story with Doctor Who. I watched from when it was brought back, when you had Christopher Eccleston, who I liked him as a Doctor, but he bailed too quickly.
Well, it was a case of go or be shoved out because from the understanding I've heard, he had a big spat with Russell T Davies, so his number was up.
Okay. This is where we need Dan Handley on this, by the way.
Yeah,
there you go.
He can probably confirm it.
Yeah.
But Christopher Eccleston has more or less confirmed that rumour.
Oh, so he didn't leave. I was under the impression that he was just there as a favour.
No. He was going to go for it. And
really? No.
Yeah. And I think it was a case of he fell out with Russell T Davies to the extent he wanted to go. Because
they were big buddies, weren't they?
I don't know.
They'd done something before together. Again, Dan. Well, nothing like that. Although they might have done. Dan Hadley,
like you say, Dan would be the man.
Yeah, he's the man. Yeah. Yeah. I always thought he was just there for the favour and that he was going to go anyway. Yeah.
No, and that's the weird thing. I mean, Tennant buried himself too deep in the part.
It was good though.
I don't know. It was.
I'm as a Doctor Who. I'm a normie.
Right. Okay. I know what I'm dealing with now.
You're a well into it type of person, aren't you?
I'm more. How can I put it?
I'm slightly above normie.
I'm sort of pertwee to Peter Davidson.
I like it. If it was on TV, I would watch it and I would like it.
Yeah.
As a kid, I might not have. I kind of came in. I came in at Tom Baker.
Yes.
Because obviously that's my age, kind of like mid-70s.
I'm going to say this because I believe this truthfully. He was the best Doctor Who. He became Doctor Who. He embodied it. And to see him in that Christmas special, in the museum, that was just wow. That was.
I went to the. They were showing that at Cineworld.
Really?
And I will say, the sooner Cineworld opens, if they're ever going to open, please open Cineworld.
Hey, what's your opinion? Just sort of reflecting on Doctor Who and the people who've played the part.
Yeah.
What did you think to the Paul McGann Doctor Who movie, the Canadian one?
That was a Spielberg produced one, wasn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was made in Canada.
Spielberg had something to do with it. I think I've only seen it a couple of times, but it was very American. It was very glitzy. It had the what was the master called? It
was Eric Roberts.
Yes, and it had this Really?
Mm.
And it had this female, really kind of very good-looking kind of American sidekick. Was it a woman?
No.
There was a woman
You
sidekick,
mean
or like
Doctor Who's?
Yeah, that's
Grace, she was the heart surgeon.
Yeah, yeah. Was she like a proper assistant, or she was just kind of somebody who kind of was there? I've not seen that one all that many times. You see,
she was in that TV movie, but you know when they did the thing to transition between Paul McGann and John Hurt taking over the part for the War Doctor. You know, did you see the thing? It's on YouTube. There's like a short where he goes to these something of Khan. They're like the Gallifreyan. They were exiled from Gallifrey. I think it's the Sisters of Khan or something like that.
Okay.
And they turn him into the War Doctor, but he does it because Grace dies. It's not the same actress, but you know, it's obviously the same character. That's why he chose to become the War Doctor, because she died.
I would definitely class myself as a normie.
Right, sorry. I'll tone it down a bit.
No, don't listen. No, please don't. Anybody who loves stuff, I really do feel sorry for Dan and his crew. As I said, I like Doctor Who. I always have. And I was open to the woman being a doctor, especially after seeing the Missy character. I was open to that. But as I said, I've realised that they've done it for the wrong reasons.
Yes, it's box ticking.
And as I
like
said,
I like the fact that she's
she's not done her own thing either. She's just, I call her Matt Tennant.
Do you know something? It's weird. She's portrayed as a Dedar, you know, from Sheffield, and that's where they filmed the majority of that season.
Yeah.
But she's actually from Huddersfield.
Jesus. Two very rough areas.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Sheffield. It's got a good road out.
It has, mate. It has. I know the road. I know the road out of Huddersfield is very windy. You've got to be careful on that. I have no problem with her being. I just don't think her shoes are big enough to fill it.
I didn't like the way they took that season.
In combination of abysmal soap opera writing.
Well, Chris Chimball's in it, let's face it.
Fucking shit. Oh,
that man couldn't write a fucking prescription.
With when there was a transition between Matt Smith, who I thought was a great doctor, he should have stuck at it a couple more years. But is Karen Gilligan? Is it Karen Gilligan? Gillan.
She was Nebula in
Guardians. In Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. Great. She was a highlight of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yes.
Very
well toned.
She kind of fell on her feet a little bit with Hollywood, didn't she?
Yes.
Isn't the story that she kind of wanted Matt to go over? And he goes, come over. And that was when Terminator Genesis.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be his big break, wasn't it?
Well, there were rumours it was going to be
in Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Apparently, he'd shot a load of his scenes, and it was just totally rewritten.
Do you know what I think should have been Doctor Who?
Go on.
And you might laugh at this. Santiago Cabrera.
Silence, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Did you? I
don't know. Please don't let me forget the train of thought with Peter.
We'll go back to it in just a second.
Yeah. Okay.
But did you ever see any of that Star Trek Picard?
I ejected at episode 2.
Well, you know the pilot of that god awful little spaceship he ends up on.
Again, I bailed.
Oh, well, anyway, yeah, that actor. because he was in a
Right.
short-lived TV show called Salvation, and he played a character called Darius Tans, and he was fucking brilliant. He would have been the best Doctor Who ever. But anyway, going back to your original train of thought,
Matt Smith, when he left, I think he went prematurely.
Yeah.
And we're talking about show business, not.
Sorry.
We know where your mind.
I'm the quick save of gutter.
He left far too early because it was Bright Lights. Apparently, was the story. I don't know if it's true. It never quite happened for him in Hollywood, did it? Which was a shame.
I think he's slightly too British.
I think he's a great actor.
Whereas I'd argue the toss. I'd say no.
I think he was a great Doctor.
I don't know.
Please don't let me forget what I'm going to say about David Tennant as well.
Right.
I'll say it now. When Eccleston left, and it went to when it went to him to play the Doctor, David Tennant to play the Doctor, I found it quite difficult to get into the first few episodes of it because it was just like kind of.
Well, the Christmas special,
very kind of manic. Do you kind of like manic? Would you say?
But the Christmas special
in your face.
Yeah, but the Christmas special let it down because he made his appearance at the end of that Dalek thingamabob, with that TV station thing, that transmitter. And then it went to the Christmas special, and it was all like it was doped up. You know what I mean? It was like having a meta crisis, wasn't it?
Yes. Big word, meta crisis. Wow.
Well, Peter Davison was the last Doctor to have one of those, if you remember.
Was that one when the spaceship goes into the Earth, kills the dinosaurs? That was a great episode.
No, that was Earthshock, wasn't it? Where Adric died.
That was a great episode. That.
Oh, any episode with that era of Cybermen.
That's fucking great. That was a fucking great episode.
They were the best Cybermen.
David Tennant, the episode, the two-parter, The Pit. Was it The Pit? Do you remember that? Where they had the devil.
Yeah,
the devil.
That's right.
He's in the pit. He's lowered down into the pit, and he does this monologue. And I'm just looking at him doing this monologue, listening to it, seeing him doing his acting chops, as it were. And I just thought, fucking hell, you're good. And he won me over at that point. I just thought, fucking hell, you're good. If you ever want to have confirmation that David Tennant was a great Doctor, just watch that scene. I just looked at him. I just thought, fuck me, you are good. And that was it. There was no going back from that point for me.
Do you know, in my opinion of Doctor Who, the best two Doctors are obviously Tom Baker. And I think Peter Capaldi. He was gotten rid of.
Capaldi was a great Doctor.
He was fucking amazing. And a lot of people disagree with him as well. You know, they
it was
say,
great.
Oh,
it was
terrible,
great.
The writing was crap.
No, it was great.
I think as well that brings me up on the topic of Bill Potts. I think she was drastically underserved by that series.
Oh, the sidekick.
Yeah, I thought she was a great sidekick.
And I will say this: you're saying she was underserved. She was a ticking the boxes.
I know. She filled two boxes anyway. Three. Sorry.
And she liked boxes as well. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's me just being a toxic. That's me being a toxic white male. Sorry,
you misogynist.
I will be taken out later and shot.
You represent the patriarchy. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Sorry.
As a sidekick, I will agree with what you said. She was a good sidekick. But now, knowing now with these kind of eyes that are attuned to all this, I didn't realize at the time.
Oh yeah, it's quite apparent.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So that says to me I didn't realize that probably because there was the luxury of she was relatively well written.
She was,
and it didn't occur to me. Whereas now you're just having it shoved down your fucking throat.
Yeah, but it backfired on her because they kind of killed her off. Yet again, for the wrong reasons.
But when you think about it, they killed Capaldi off as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Missy as well.
Yeah. Going back to the kind of Capaldi start, the era, when Matt Smith left, and then it was the first episode of the Capaldi era with, Davros and the Dalek. He basically doesn't the Capaldi give some blood to Davros to save him?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I watched the episode, and it was a good episode because Davros was dying, and the doctor basically saved him by donating some of his blood, so as the regeneration. And I watched the episode, and I remember I was going out with a girl in Edinburgh at the time. We were watching it around, because when the Doctor was on, you sat down and watched it. It was back in the day. It was great.
Yeah.
And I watched that episode, and I just don't think I was ready to watch Peter Capaldi. So I didn't watch it again.
Really?
And I think I must have rested it for about, put it this way, I think he'd left by the time I started revisiting it. And then, because I do bike training, I do races and stuff. So I was watching on the iPad on the push bike in the bedroom, on the turbo trainer. I thought, right, I'm going to watch the Capaldi stuff. And some of the episodes were some of the best fucking episodes of Doctor Who I've ever seen. I just thought they were absolutely incredible. The one where he's trying to, I think he's in this castle or something, and he's chipping away at this wall, isn't he? For about,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What an episode! I think Clara Oswald. It was a season with Clara Oswald. When it was that one season before she left. I just thought, this is fantastic.
I thought she was a really great character for more reasons than the acting, to be honest.
Agreed.
She was eye candy for the dads.
Yeah, pretty as a picture. I basically watched that season 2 episodes a day, every day.
In association with Kleenex.
Yes. Brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Well, if I got that for Christmas, I don't think I'd be off it either.
Yeah, Capaldi. I think it was. I don't know the full story why they binned him.
I think that was another case of jump or be pushed.
The fans loved him, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
He embraced it.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't necessarily bother me that Doctor Who is now a woman. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a combination of chinballs, as we'll call him, chinballs.
Yeah.
A combination of him, Zoe. Is it Zoe Whittaker? What's her name?
Which one's that?
The new Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah. Who Nerdrotic calls the lovingly called first female Doctor, lovingly played by Jodie Whittaker, who we shall call lovingly Karen, Dr. Karen.
Do you know, it's weird. I have not seen anything of Gary's channel for a long time. It just doesn't show up on my YouTube.
That's how I got into all the Fandom Menace stuff. And that's when my eyes started opening. Yeah, he's again, Gary says he doesn't care. that what's happened. He does, because he loves it.
Well, you can see that in the level of passion.
Yeah, he loves it. I love Star Trek, and it's been arse raped.
I know far too much about Star Trek, and that's why I don't enjoy the new stuff.
I think we need to definitely have another conversation about Star Trek.
Definitely.
For another time, yeah.
We've barely scratched the surface on Doctor Who after nearly 2 hours.
I was going to say, the rule is 2 hours and we go.
Rightio. Shall we reconvene for another time, sir?
I think we should. But Sklavko, we salute you if you're still there, my friend.
You're an absolute star. Thank you for riding the storm with us.
Yeah, just listening to us just fucking going on.
Talking bollocks.
I think, we should, mate, if you follow either one of us on Twitter, send us a message and we'll get you on, pal, if you fancy it.
Yeah. Well, it's better off taking it up with you because it's, like Jeremy Kyle says, it's your channel.
It's open. It's an open house, mate. We'll just see what happens. It's just...
You said house,
yesterday. House, yes. Open house.
Ah, that's all right. I just thought I'd clarify that.
Yeah, as I said, the rule is... Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you, sir. The rule is 2 hours and we bail. Because I've seen streams where they just go on. It's like... I know people dip in.
Well, at least we've kept one person entertained all evening.
Thank you. Hey. We really do appreciate it. If you did like this, my friend, click the like button, subscribe, share it, find us on Twitter, do whatever you can, mate. Honestly, you're more than welcome to come on and we'll talk.
Definitely.
We'll definitely continue this, right?
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Will you be posting this up on YouTube at some point?
Yeah, it's on live now. It's been transmitting live.
Yeah, I know it has, but does that automatically
it stays there,
a video? Oh, it's all right.
It stays there.
I'm a YouTube virgin. You've popped my cherry.
Dude, you have the equipment. You've got the equipment.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you've got the I'm not going to say you've got the presenter voice.
Oh. You
did see what I did there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you very much. I really appreciate it for asking.
If anything, Trev, it's been as I said, we've Twitterized for a while, haven't we? We kind of
stumbled. Yeah, we started rocky and we ended up having a big fall.
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah. I don't even think we started. Yeah, it has, mate. It has.
It's been absolutely bang on it, and it's nice to finally talk to you.
I don't ask everybody how they're feeling when they've got the coof, mate. So just take that as a compliment. Sklavko, respect, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Amy, subscribe to you now as well.
I know. I've got 2 subscribers. Obviously, Trev, you're going to subscribe as well.
Oh, definitely. That's 3 then. Is that my $5 in the post?
It is, mate. It is. I'll send you a bar of chocolate as well. So,
it's biscuit and raisin Yorkie.
All right, buddy. I had a Yorkie the other day. Have you seen the fucking size of them now? It's like
a fun size.
It's like a fucking nibble.
Well, they got accused of being sexist, didn't they, years ago? Do you remember?
There's no chunky on the fucking packets now, is there?
Yeah, but you can't do that. It's fattest.
We'll just leave it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's fattest. We'll leave it on that. Trev,
I've just created a new thing.
It's fattest.
I know.
Trev,
I am.
We'll do this again.
Definitely. Anytime, matey.
All right.
Thank you very much for letting me.
Your level of knowledge is very good. There's a friend of mine who I think you'd get on with, so we'll try and get Dan on one of these. I've invited him.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've invited Dan. So he said yes. He says he's going to be tied up over Christmas, which is fair enough. His boys
really? I normally have to pay for that.
Yeah. His boys are visiting him. So
well, it's important to spend family time, isn't it?
It is. So he says he's going to take it easy for a while. So we'll definitely do something. All right, buddy.
You've just reminded me of what the Queen says.
What, Graham Norton? He's the
No,
Queen.
no, the Queen. Christmas is a time of year to think of others less fortunate than yourself and having a good laugh about it. Sorry.
Now, is that good or bad? No,
that was the worst. That's my second worst joke tonight.
No, that was the worst joke, mate. Right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah.
Otherwise,
Adios.
we'll send the lads round.
We will. I think I'm gonna end the broadcast, but you'll still be on the thing, Trev. So
all right, then. Cheers.
Right.
Thank you
Cheers,
very much,
guys.